Hey guys, welcome to Tech Tricks tutorial. Today we're going to talk about how to add transition effects in Premiere Pro. It's a step-by-step guide to follow easily, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's dive right in. Welcome to Premiere Pro. The first tutorial that I'll be making is how to make PNG as your transition effects between your clips. So first things first, you will have your clips and the picture that you want to make as your transition. And I hope at the end of this tutorial, you will be able to make your pictures or logos as your transition effects here in Premiere Pro. So first things first, we will have to nest the picture. And for us to do that, just right click on the picture and click nest. Then click OK. Once you have nested a photo, the next step is you go to your effect library and type in transform. It is under distort, just grab the feature and drag it to your photo. Then to edit the photo, you will now go to the effects control. And if you don't have it up here, just go to the window and click it. Now that we have it up here, under transform, we'll have to use 4 features, which are the position, the scale, the rotation, and the shutter angle. Then for your first keyframe is you will have to move like 5 or 6 frames. Then to toggle animation, just click the figure besides position and you will have your first keyframe. Then you move back to your first frame of your sequence and add a keyframe. So for this keyframe, you will toggle on the y-axis till the photo is gone. You can choose which way you want it to disappear. And once we play the video, we now have like a push-through effect on our photo. Next step is to add rotations into our photo. You will have to put your rotation keyframes exactly the same on the position keyframes. And for the first keyframe, you will have to toggle on x-axis to rotate your photo. You can rotate to left or right. It's your decision, and as you play your video, it will look like this. It looks way more better. To smoothen up the movements, you will have to go to the position and rotations velocity and line up the velocity lines, just like what I'm doing, so that our effects will have a nice flow to our clips. Once you are done lining this up, you will have a nice and sharp effects now, and let's watch the clips to see. As you can tell, it has nice and sharply moved. Our next step is the scale. So from your last frame, just move like 2 or 3 frames and click on toggle animation to have your first scale keyframe. Then move further and add a keyframe. And for this keyframe right here, let's set it up until the photo covers the screen. You can toggle on the number or write down a number, which way do you want, as long as we get the photo to covers the screen. Your screen should look exactly the same as mine if you are on this step. Then we will add some rotations into this photo. You have to put your rotation keyframes on the same spot on your last keyframe. Then toggle on the number to make it rotate. And after, you move further and add a position keyframe. Then move another 2 or 3 frames and put another keyframe. And for this keyframe, we're gonna want to make the picture to move out of the screen because this will be our endpoint. And then for the motion blur effect to finalize the transition, you can set your shutter angle to 150. Or if you want to go higher, that's your option. And once you're done, you can do a preview on your transition. And now that is a nice transition, but that's not all because I have another transition effect that I will be guiding you as well. So let's move on to the next tutorial, the zoom in transition. This is really an easy one also, so to start up, you will have to upload your clips. As we have it up here, first thing that we will do is to add a new item, which is the adjustment layer. Just click on the window, then click project, then untitled project. Then click the new item icon and add adjustment layer. Just drag on top of your clips. Just make it short as long as you will have enough space to add it to your transition. Then you add another adjustment layer and set it up on top. Take note that you will have to line up their edges together so the zoom in effect will be smooth. And for the first layer, you're gonna want to snap it in between your clips. And it should look like this when you do it. And to start editing with a zoom in tutorial, go to your effects library and type in replicate. Then grab and drag it to the first layer. As you can see, you will end up with like this. Then you go to the effects control and change the count to 3. So we are now left with a clip like this. So as you can see, it has edges on it. We're gonna want to remove that as well. And I have a solution for that. Go to the effects library and type in mirror. Then grab and drag it to the first layer. Once added, go to the effect controls, Click mirror, then you will have to change the reflection angle to 90 degrees. Then you have to toggle on the y-axis to get rid of the bottom line. We have to get rid of all the lines, so basically we're gonna add 4 mirrors. Just go ahead and drag it back to the second layer. And for this mirror, we will have to set it up to negative 90 degree angle and toggle on y-axis to get rid of the upper edge. As you guys can see that we have removed the horizontal lines and we are only left with the vertical lines. So next step is you copy the mirror and paste it below. Then for this mirror, you will have to set the reflection angle to 180 degrees and toggle on x-axis till the vertical line is removed. Then we copy and paste it for the last time. Then you will have to set the reflection angle to 360 degrees and toggle on the y-axis till the edge is gone. And once we're done with this portion, let's go to the next layer and finalize everything to get the zoom in effect. So to start up, go to the effect library and type in transform. Then grab and drag it to the second layer, and you're gonna want to make sure that your line is snapped between the clips. Then you go back farther and go to the transform on effect controls, and you're gonna have to add a keyframe on the scale. Then you move back to the middle and then move a little farther, or where do you want your transition to end, that will depend on you. Then we add a keyframe into this part, and we're gonna have to set the scale to 300 because we replicate the video twice. That means the scale is also 300, and now you are left with a video like this. Then you click on the icon beside scale. That is where you can smoothen the effect by adjusting the velocity lines and lining them up correctly. Just click the keyframes and line up the velocity lines to a straight direction together. Once you're done, you can do a preview and check if it made the transition smoother. As we can see that it did, then we will apply a motion blur to the transition. And for you to do that, first is you will uncheck that box, and then you can now edit your shutter angle and set it up depending on how blurry you want it to be. For this one, I will just set it to 300 to get a higher motion blur effect. And now we can watch the full video with the transition effect that we added. We can now say that it is nicely done and it really made the clips way better. For you to apply this transition to your next clip, you can just toggle on the 2 layers, then copy and paste it into your next clips, and set it up as like how we are putting it on top of our clips to have the same transition effects. So that's all for the transition effects tutorial here in Premiere Pro. I hope that I helped somehow, and thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video.